But I think the main things is at the end of the day, volleyball is volleyball. It's in the same 9x9 court, and the rules are the same. So we. Is that on the back of your shirt?
Yeah, it's on the back of the shirt.
You did. A little free shout out for you. And it doesn't matter who's on the other side of the net. You need to still execute to the best of your ability if you want a chance to win.
We're no strangers to love. You know the rules, and so do I.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. You know the rules, and so do I. Happy Halloween. My name is Rick Astley. Welcome to the 9x9, the 81 square meters of the best volleyball coverage on the internet. Very special day today. I am pleased to be joined by the head coach of Allianz Powervolley Milano, as well as the Dutch men's national team. He's been featured heavily on this channel in the past. Welcome, Mr. Roberto Piazza, to the show. Happy Halloween, my friend.
Who is this guy who tries to sound like Leighton Lucas? What are you saying here? What are you trying to tell me? You want me to put Termat on the left side? Let's put Termat on the left side. Let's just put Termat on the left side. We have Namir, no Namir, still Termat on the left side. Okay?
Roberto, it's so good to have you. It's so good to have such a special guest after all of our interactions earlier this summer. It's great to have you as a special guest host on the 9x9. How would you say your season with Milano is going so far back in your home country of Italy?
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. Last year we do really, really good things, and then this year we got no Poro. Poro not here. So we try to do other things, and we try to get wins, but no Poro magic, no wins. No Poro magic, no wins.
You heard it from the man himself. What's up, people? I'm putting on my glasses. I'm putting on my glasses again because I can't see anything. Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween. This is the 9x9. I promise we're going to talk about some real volleyball at some point, but we wanted to have a little bit of fun. It is Tuesday, October 31st. This is episode 94. And that Roberto Piazza looking character with a bald cap and all, that's Everett DeLorme live from Toronto. I'm Rob St. Clair live from Chicago. Let's talk about some volleyball, my friend. I'm excited to have you. A lot of volleyball. It was a good weekend of ball, like we were just saying. Good weekend of ball. And Everett,
it was a great week. Like it
Good
started
week.
like right
Yeah.
off the bat with Vakifbank and Eczacibasi, and then it went through. I had nothing to do this weekend, so I plopped my butt on the couch. At one point, I had like something going on my phone, something going on my laptop, and something going on the TV. It was a good weekend for watching volleyball.
Love it. And it will continue to be because it is Super Cup season. There are a lot of these early season tournaments going on. Everett, stop me if you've heard this one before, but Imoco Conegliano once again has won the Women's Italian Super Cup. I think it's like their 9th in a row or something ridiculous like that.
I think Tommy was saying in the Discord that it's their 14th Italian trophy in a row.
14 trophies in a row. That's ridiculous.
14 trophies in a row. That's just Italian, right? Just like Italian League, Supercoppa, Coppa Italia, all of that stuff. But still, that is phenomenal.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. That this is their 6th Super Cup in a row, and their 7th out of the last 8. And then, yeah, all the Italian Cups, all the Scudetto titles that they won in between that. Yeah, Imoco Conegliano obviously is a juggernaut. They beat Vero Volley Monza 3-1, and this match was very interesting. We knew it was going to be interesting. This was the first we get to see of this battle between Imoco and Monza, with Paola Egonu now playing on the Monza side against her former team. And still, even up against that, Conegliano was able to get it done. Joanna Volos was named the MVP, very well deserved. She is the best setter on planet Earth. A couple of numbers here. As far as the opposite battle went, it was pretty close statistically. Isabel Hawk, 22 for 52, 25 points total. Paola Egonu, 18 for 42, 21 points total. The difference was 8 unforced errors for Egonu.
Yeah.
That so
That-
lot cleaner on Isabel Hawk's side. Let's start there. Let's start with the opposites.
I mean, to me, Hawk won that one, and it was the classic calm, cool, collected, just Canigliano, right? That's you've got the best coach in the world. You've got arguably the best setter in the world. Hawk is in the conversation for one of the best attackers, and it was just calm, cool, collected from Canigliano. Everyone was doing their job, whether it was Plummer or whether it was Robinson. Like even in that fourth set, there was a little bit where Malonza was pushing back, and it was really only due to Canigliano's errors.
Pretty
right?
much.
Like there was a run of errors early on in that fourth set that kind of kept Malonza in it. I'm expecting Malonza to kind of like get better throughout the season, because like this is essentially the exact same Canigliano team.
Oh,
right? Minus like a couple of other pieces. This is exactly the exact team. So they're just picking where they left off. And I mean, hey, the Pink Panthers are looking good. They looked like a well-oiled machine already earlier in the season.
Yeah, I think that's exactly the right takeaway, is that this is the exact same Conegliano team without, I mean, some ancillary pieces on the side, but starting lineup-wise, this team's been together for at least all of last season, if not for longer before that than that, and Malonza will continue to put it together, so these teams will meet down the road. And yeah, Paula Egodin, a little banged up. I know she got hurt in the regular season match before that. She did play all 4 sets and looked like mostly like herself, including some of the unforced errors. But
for the good and bad,
yeah. One person I want to shout out is Sarah Farr. It is really good to see her back after 2 huge knee injuries for Conegliano. Like really locked down the middle, 11 for 18. So a really big part of the offense. 2 blocks and an ace for 14 points total. That was second on the team for Conegliano. So that's great to see. Middles for Malonza, not nearly as much of a factor. Dana Retke 11, Sonia Kandi 8, Laura Hireman came in the 4th and only scored 2 points. But here's where I want to kind of put the microscope on these two teams, and where we're going to be looking a lot this entire season is on the outside hitters.
Very much so. Very much so.
We're going to be talking about this a lot this year.
Yeah, the outside hitters for Milano struggled, right? Like it wasn't great for them in this one.
It wasn't really great for either of them, at least on offense. The one number that jumps out to me where Conegliano had an advantage was, look at how well Kelsey Robinson passed the ball. 77% positive, 62% perfect. That's outstanding, and she got targeted even less than De Gennaro did. So that right there should keep her in the lineup, if you ask me. Catherine Plummer, although she did get aced 5 times as the primary target, actually, other than that, not bad. 51 positive, 35 perfect. Not bad.
I thought she was solid in this one. I really did. Like I thought she was solid, and I mean that's generally what we see with her with Canigliano. That she's solid. She seems to be very comfortable in this role.
However, offensively, the outside hitters combined for Conegliano 109 efficiency. The outside hitters combined for Malonza 160 efficiency. Both really bad. Catherine Plummer 0, 6 for 19, 6 errors. We saw only a little bit of Alessia Gennari as a passer. She hit 0 as well. We saw a little bit of Kalia Lanier in the 4th set. She went 2 for 3, so that was kind of nice. And then Kelsey Robinson 8 for 31, 4 errors. Classic stat line for her, just a whole ton of continuations. But then on the Malonza side, they start Miriam Silla again, which I still don't understand. 7 for 18, 3 errors. Karabayama starts 6 for 25, 3 errors, not very good. A little bit of Helena Kazot at the end, 3 for 10, 1 error. And then only a little bit of Nika Daldrop, 1 for 3, 1 error, 0%. Like the offensive efficiencies of these two teams, for being the 2 best teams in the league, this is brutal at that position.
It wasn't the greatest of ball, Rob.
No,
it was not. It was definitely a bit of a feeler out game. This didn't have a sense of 2 heavyweights going toe to toe. This to me was like it was a little messy. It was definitely a little messy.
It was a Super Cup game, It wasn't a Coppa Italia game. It wasn't a Scudetto game. It was a Super Cup game.
It's essentially an exhibition game with a trophy at the end.
Yep.
The way. Yeah.
I'm sure it feels good for Corneliano to get that trophy. But yeah, eye test. This was not the best match of volleyball I've ever watched, but I am excited to see how this particular matchup develops throughout this season because they're going to play twice in the regular season. Great chance they play in the Coppa Italia. Who knows? They could even play in Champions League. Like we're going to see, we're going to be seeing this matchup a lot. So I'm excited
I
to
think it's gonna
compare
be
them
better.
back to this one. It'll get better.
I think it's going to get better. I do agree. I think you're going to start seeing Helena Cazotte on the left side over Miriam Silla. I love how they called her Cazotte on the. We had Cazotte and Bajama
Oh my God, dude.
out there on the left side. Not naming any names, but yeah, I think that this year's Milano team is going to be more competitive throughout. Like if we go back to last year, that Milano team didn't really start pushing Canigliano. Like I didn't even know if the Milano team was going to make the finals, right? Like when they played Scandici in the semis.
Yeah,
right?
they did. They beat him in a miracle. It was a pretty crazy series.
Right. So like I think that this is clearly the two top in the league, definitely on paper. And I expect it to be a hard fought battle all year long. But like I mean, in this one and this matchup in general, all season long until anything else changes, Canigliano is Obi-Wan Kenobi. They have the high ground, and it's up for Milano to go out and get it.
Well said. I honestly don't have that much more to say about this match. Congrats to Corneliano. I'm excited to see these two teams play again. Anything else for you, Everett? Or
no,
Roberto
I did like the vibe in the arena. Lots of fans, lots of fans. Everyone cheering, everyone having a good time. It's a good for Italian volleyball. You know, people come, they watch, they laugh, they have a good time. No interviews.
Awesome. I can't wait to clip some of these out later. Should send them to our boy Piazza. Elsewhere around the Lega Volley Femminile this weekend, there were still regular season matches going on. Honestly, there's nothing really to talk about here. No upsets. I mean, Cuneo over Bergamo in 5 is whatever. Pinerolo over Valfolia, Firenze over Trentino, Scandici over Casamaggiore, Novara over Busto. I honestly have nothing to talk about with those 5 games.
No, and then of course the other two teams haven't played yet for week 4 because they're in the Supercoppa. There's no semifinals for the women's Supercoppa. It's just a straight up one match. I don't like that as much.
I don't like it as much either, although that's a little bit more standard with all the European leagues. Most of them just do the one match, but I do like it a little bit better to have it be an entire tournament. We might as well just jump to it to preview it as we switch over to the men's side. The men's Italian Supercoppa starts today. It starts in just a little over an hour, which I'm very excited about it. And this is 2 days, 3 matches of action, a little bit more of like a full-fledged event. Trentino versus Perugia is going to be a banger. That is today, starts at 12:30 Eastern, so just about over an hour from now, followed by Piacenza versus Lube, and then the winners of those 2 semifinals play tomorrow at noon Eastern for the Supercoppa. This is going to be fun. This is going to be very fun. All 4 of these teams are undefeated to start the year through 2 matches in the Superliga, if I'm not mistaken. Right?
Yeah.
No, sorry, Lube lost.
No, not Lube. Not Lube.
Yeah, my fault.
Lube lost to Monza last week.
Yes, they did. Lube lost to Monza, but a lot of physicality, a lot of big names, a lot of really good teams on paper. This could be the Final 4 when it comes Scudetto time. That actually, if I had to pick it right now, it probably would be. So we'll make our picks and our preview of this after we talk about this last weekend's Superliga games. This is going to be fun. It starts in a little over an hour, so we're definitely going to be out of here on the show in time to watch these games. Let's talk about this weekend of ball in the men's Superliga because this was fun.
Good. It was it was a good weekend of ball. As I said, I was just posted up watching some stuff. I definitely have to start on Saturday that Verona versus Modena matchup. I think we need to start there. I think we need to give the new choking award to Verona. Vero Volley. They were up 19-15 in the 4th, up 2-1
so bad
at home. And you let old man Bruno go to the baseline and serve you off the court. What are we doing? Pass the ball.
That right there, Everett, is a Radostin Stoichev special. While while Stoichev coaches in this league, yours truly, Roberto Piazza, could never possibly be the biggest stooge in Superliga volleyball. Stoichev, and like remember we did the Superliga preview, and Tommy Blizzard told us that Stoichev has this uber statistical approach, and he's of the take that reception no longer matters in high level volleyball. Think again, because that was an absolute collapse in that fourth set. Up 2-0. Yeah, they lost the third. They completely choked away the fourth, and then the fifth was never really in doubt. Shame on you, Verona. Shame on you.
The fifth was back and forth.
15-11? It was
No,
it was 10-8. It never really seemed like, to me, it never seemed like Verona had a chance.
Maybe I'm misremembering it, but I did enjoy this game overall.
Oh yeah,
I think Verona looks really good. I thought Amin was really good in this one, other than getting blocked like a million times. And
7 times.
Amin getting blocked 7 times.
That's a lot.
Why can't I find him on this stat sheet? Am I not? Oh, I'm looking at the completely wrong match. That's why. Sorry.
That's probably
why. I opened up the Modena versus Milano match from last week. But I really like Amin out there. I mean, I think he only had one unforced error. He got blocked 7 times. He does swing kind of into the meat of the block, but I mean, Pozhkov, who's like a good foot taller than him, also got blocked.
Does the same thing. Yeah.
Last week, so it was very, very interesting in this one. But to me, at the end of the day, just the choke of Verona. There was 3 players that I thought really stepped up for Modena, and at the end, I think Bruno, first and foremost, his serving in the 4th and the 5th, his serving run is what brought them back from 19-15 down back up. Second of all was Daddy. Daddy was absolutely massive in this one. He was bouncing balls. He was getting big blocks. His presence in the 5th set alone. I guess we can't just look at it by set here on the Super League. I would see 5 blocks. He was really, really good. And then ultimately, Rinaldi in that 5th set, he was so clutch. He, first and foremost, he had an incredible 4-4 shot that was Kliuka-esque that sent the Discord like off, and then immediately went back and served the ace. And to me, the more I watched this Italian team, to me, you would slot Rinaldi in at 3rd behind
Micheletto and Lavia. Yeah, I agree. And what's crazy is that he didn't even start this game. Modena made wholesale changes to start set 3. They put in Sanguinetti for Brema, which I was surprised by. They put in Rinaldi for Davi Skiba because all 3 old men, Bruno, Wantarena, and Daddy, all 3 of them started and played every set. And I was curious to see how this new head coach, this young guy, was going to handle having 3 guys on the team that are older than him. And just, how much are they going to play? How much are they going to rest? How much are they going to like support from the sidelines? But sure enough, the 3 old guys on Modena all played every point of the match. And yeah, Bruno, huge, like you said. Daddy, who, by the way, I thought about being Daddy for Halloween today.
I'm mad you weren't.
I decided that, one, my facial hair is nowhere near good enough to be Daddy-like, and I just didn't want to disrespect the icon that is Daddy Stankovich by trying to imitate him. So I wasn't going to.
You would have needed a wig. You would have needed a wig, and you would have had to spend a lot of money on a really good wig. This one was also a reverse sweep. Sorry, I forgot about Verona's. I forgot about that whole thing in Verona's massive like. It was just such a calamity how they just broke down in this one. Just a really big choke. That being said, though, I do like the composition of this Verona team. I really do. And once you get back into Morikeda, they're going to have a lot of firepower. And I mean, hey, as you said, like Stoichev doesn't really believe in passing. He doesn't really believe in defense. So let's just jack it up for guys. Let's just jack it up. I am somewhat worried going back to Modena. I am somewhat more worried that you're setting old man Wantarena 38 times in this.
Yeah, that's too much.
And yes, he looked great. He was 16 for 38. He only had 2 errors and got blocked once over 5 sets. That's incredible. However, we are talking about a man who like didn't really play all that much last year because he played in the Chinese league before going to the Turkish league, and then didn't play all summer. So he's way healthier than so many of these other guys who have been playing national team all summer long.
Good point.
What's that going to look like? What's that going to look like for Wantahena and Modena towards the end of the season?
Well, the same
and
goes
to be honest,
Sapochkov. Like Sapochkov didn't play all summer, and I'm curious to see how the Aris Lagumja effect affects him. Like starting off the season great, and then slowly but surely falling off in production towards the end of the season. He was really good this one, 16 for 29 with only 4 errors and 6 blocks.
and 6 blocks.
Great match.
That was the big time. He was a presence on that left side, and I mean he needs to be. And I mean this was so much more of a match for Shaposhkov as well too. He's heading back to Verona, like and Shaposhkov is still young, right? Like
yeah, he's like 22. He's really young.
He's a young guy. So there's still like this is still his sophomore year. So I'm almost expecting a bit of a sophomore slump from Sapochkov, but so far not too bad. And he kept his errors limited, which is for him pretty good.
Yeah, he's about to turn 23.
Okay.
So yeah, young kid. I'm still convinced that the only thing that can overpower the sophomore slump is being 7'3". So I think that he might be able to power through that a little bit. It was good to see Donovan Zawiercie start for Verona. That was obviously a no-brainer. Ended up not working out for him, but 2 good matches so far for Amin. How long can he keep that up? That I'm curious to look at that as well.
Yeah, I think it is going to be really interesting. I think he's going to be really strong early on, and I mean we've seen it so far, like 20 for 38. The 7 blocks is an issue, and he's really going to need to figure that out and figure it out fast. But what like I think like I really like we don't really have a prototypical Amin type player. I find in the volleyball world, just a big swinging southpaw.
Yeah,
right?
like a crazy physical lefty. No, we don't really have one of those. It's nice. It's nice to have a big banger lefty. Like it's funny when you and I were kind of growing up, Everett. I feel like there were a bunch of lefties, like all lefty opposites, and then all of a sudden, the only lefties that we really primarily saw were outside hitters, like Kovacevic, Plotnitsky, Micheletto, all the French guys like Rossard and Mourinho.
But like who is like Michael Lasco?
Yeah, I remember Michael Lasco for Italy. You can kind of put Dallas Sunius in that conversation.
Yeah, kind of. There was an
Argentinian guy before Bruno Lima. There was a Brazilian guy way back in the day. Yeah, I don't know, but it's nice to have our biggest, most physical lefty opposite in the world not be Matsuya Muzai. That's definitely that's my takeaway here. And
he's like he hits the crap out of them.
Oh yeah,
like Amin is a big boy. I mean, let's remember he wasn't allowed to play in the week 3 of VNL this year because he's part of the Iranian army, right? So he is a big boy. So I like it. Tough one for Verona. I mean, I think this is kind of what we expect from them now. Up 2-0, getting reverse swept, not to mention up 19-15 in the 4th, and they couldn't get it done. But you know what? Who did look good and continues to look good? Just Rock Mosic.
The Rock is awesome. Going back to the left side where he belongs. All right. Let's move on to the other match on Saturday, which was another 5-setter, another very interesting one. Trentino, the reigning champions, goes down 2-1 and needs 5 sets to beat Taranto.
This to me, it just screams new coach. Everything is unstable, right? Because your roster is heading above. And it's a few things. A, it's new coach, everything's unstable. 2, your guys are real tired.
Yep. Real tired. I think Trentino, as far as national team exhaustion goes, Trentino is probably the most tired team in the Superliga, other than Spertoli, who spent all these thousands of miles traveling and never saw the court all summer. But like Lavia and Micheletto played like every point of the entire summer.
True.
But then you get Tricycle Man Kamil Ryklitsky, who did not play all summer, and this one he was awesome. 21 for 35, 60%, 6 errors. But it was very good to see Kyle Russell start at opposite and be great Great.
28 points, 25 for 48. Only
48.
4 errors across the board, blocks and unforced. Went 2 for 2 on those. So he was a force. I would like to see him block a little bit better. Like he just seems to be a bit of a blocking liability. And over 5 sets, you're 6'10" on playing a team that runs the left side pretty heavily, and you weren't able to get a block. Like something needs to be figured out there for Kyle Russell. But still, ultimately, love seeing him put up these kind of numbers.
Yep, he was good. Jeff Jendrick was good. Felipe Lanza hit negative efficiency. No surprise there, but he did have 4 aces. So he contributed 9 aces to 15 errors for Toronto is an awesome line. That's very, very good. But unfortunately, they weren't able to get it done. Trentino got the 4th in overtime, and then 15-8 in the 5th was never in doubt. This would have been a pretty cool upset to start the season, but it wasn't to be.
Yeah, it would have been. I mean, we haven't really seen like last year started the upset. Like last year, I remember Padova was good and Sterno was good, and this year like we haven't really seen that so far. And I mean, if you look at the rest of those the matches all the way through, it was pretty much chalk on Sunday as well.
Pretty much. I want to spend a little time talking about Perugia's sweep of Monza.
It was closer. It was way
close.
closer than this score suggested. I mean, Monza had the lead in the second set for the majority of it. They led that. It was a back and forth. I think like the second set ended up like 31-29.
32-30. Yep.
32-30. It was a back and forth. And I mean, Monza had the lead, and then Perugia had the lead. Then Monza got it back. And it was an exciting match through and through. And the scoreboard doesn't really show it, but it really was one of the best matches this weekend I found.
Yeah, it was fun. This was a good game. It came down to clutch blocking late in those first 2 sets for Perugia. The overtime one in the second was a 1-on-1 from Herrera against Stephen Marr, which I'm sure was tough for everyone.
I almost expected Herrera to come out and wave the finger. There was even a volleyball Herrera like highlight reel like yesterday or the day before, and someone tagged my personal account and was just like, I'm pretty sure Everett Delorum is responsible for some of the
You've got a reputation, buddy.
Yeah.
And then the first set was also a block to win it. Everett, what have I been saying? Don't set Arthur Schwartz on the left side with the game on the line.
Don't set Arthur Schwartz on the left side, period.
Don't do it. And yeah, Kenny Diaper, that was of all the bad commentary performances I've ever seen, that one might have been the worst. Oh my God.
Okay, there we go.
Horrific commentary.
Just terrible. Like clearly an American guy too, just didn't care. Gave no shits. Didn't know what was going on. Although also like every commentator calling Arthur Schwartz Schwark. Like, he's been in the league for a number of years now. We should know how to say his name. Mamma mia.
I might have to go like do a separate video and go on a rant about commentary, because like it's just been so bad. And here I am sitting over here. As of very recently, I've been told explicitly that I will no longer be calling Volleyball World games, and here I am listening to these absolute morons not have ever watched any of these teams play before in their lives. It's very frustrating. Back to this game though. I mean, Perugia's very, very good. Camille Semeniuk looked really good today, and it was really good to see Sebastian Solé back. I mean, we once, like before last season, he got his Italian citizenship, and we thought that he was going to play all year and not count against the foreigner limit, but he didn't. It was really Flavio and Roberto Russo. Now with Russo being a little banged up, we get to see Solé again, and he goes 8 for 9 with a block and an ace, and like drops 10 points on sky high efficiency. So good for him. I love that guy.
Yeah. Seeing Solé is back is really good. I had something to say about this match, and I forgot my notebook downstairs because I was using it to help me make my beautiful Dutch flag here. So yeah, and I don't think that this match was the greatest showing from Stephen Marr. I do think that they chuck him a lot of the garbage.
Yes, they do.
They run ran in system, and then they chuck him a lot of the garbage. Arthur was pretty good in this one. He was 15 for 29, but Perugia is still Perugia. Like they're still dominant. I'm going to be interested to see this matchup in the second leg, in the return leg in the second half of the season, though.
Yeah, me too. A lot of service errors though for Perugia. If they serve better than 3 aces, 22 errors, that this might not have been nearly as close.
No. Yeah, not bad. 3 for 22 is terrible. I
That's
mean,
not good.
2 for 18 on the other side, not great as well either.
That's not good at all. All right, Coach Piazza, let's talk about your game. Let's talk about your team's game getting swept by Piacenza. My first question for you, Coach Piazza, is how do you get more out of your outside hitters that aren't named Yuki Ishikawa? Because Matej Kaziski was horrible, and Osniel Margarejo was horrible as well.
Well, you know, as I said before, no Poro, no chance. Zonta, he set the ball okay, just okay. But no Poro, no chance. It's very, very hard for us. No Poro, no chance.
Good point. Without your starting setter, this is going to be tough. It was good to see Petar Zierwich play great because 21 for 32 is incredible. Like that is awesome.
What we need is setter libero. So
yes,
if I want to set left side or middle, Poro. If I want to set right side, Zonta. Right? And I want one of them to stand beside the down referee, and they'll just switch on and off real quickly in the middle of the rally. Yes.
Coach, I think that's a genius idea. You may have just come up with the great new innovation in volleyball.
Of course. I'm Roberto Piazza.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I'm not going to claim that I watched this match, but the numbers are very, very telling. I mean, Kaziski and Margarejo, both horrible on offense and even worse in reception. I mean, Matej Kaziski aced 5 times, 17% perfect passing. Like, he's played outside hitter his whole career. He's got to be better than this.
Yeah, but he's old.
Yeah,
How
so
old is Kaziski?
He's like 38, but that doesn't mean you can't pass the ball anymore.
I mean, like, let's be honest. Piacenza might be the best serving team in the league.
That's possible,
right? They are without a doubt with Romano, Robert Landi, Leal, Lucarelli, even Brizard is known as a good server. Like, this is a very, very good serving team. And they were going after it in this one. 6 aces on only 9 errors. That's a fantastic efficiency there. 4 for 13 on the other side for Milano. I do think that this game is different if you have Poro, though. I really do. And I think we saw it this summer with when Italy was in Ottawa, that like Poro brings something else to a team. He actually, like, he's the type, as a coach, he's the type of setter that I would fight for to have on my team, because he's a grinder and he just makes plays happen. You know, he has a lot of heart, and I absolutely love that. But this Milano team, like, was very up and down all throughout last year too. And I remember they lost to Batapor as well. So like bringing in Kaziski over a Batapor, I don't know if that's necessarily an upgrade. I think offensively, yes, but
it is. If it's absolutely an upgrade, because like Milano, when Milano was good last year, it was Ishikawa and Margarejo.
True.
But
yeah, I guess you're right.
But I agree with you. I think everyone's got to temper their expectations on Milano just a little bit. This is mostly the same team as last year. They finished 8th in the regular season last year. Okay. So
they barely made it into the playoffs.
Right. they barely made the playoffs and then pulled probably the greatest upset in volleyball history. So that was awesome. But if you look at the whole body of work of last year's regular season, you got to bring your expectations down just a little bit, especially without their starting setter. And I can't believe we're speaking about Paolo Poro in this way, but it does make a difference. It totally makes a difference.
It makes it like this Milano team just doesn't have that spark that they usually have with Poro. And yeah, but on the other side, you also have a team that could, if there's one team that I would slate for potentially beating Perugia this year, again, I think it would be Piacenza.
It's
Like just star
Piacenza
power.
at their best. Yeah.
It's Piacenza at their best. And this is a Piacenza team that's now been together for 2 seasons, right? A lot of continuity on this team. This is very, very similar. So yeah, like
Everett, I want to keep track this year of how many games Piacenza plays with their entire starting lineup, and their entire starting lineup makes it through the whole game. Because this
is one of them.
It is. This is one of them. We saw you on the Leal for the first time this season. We saw Robert Lenny Simon make it through the whole game. We saw Yuri Romano be good and make it through the whole game. We saw Robert Andringa come in to pass, and which is a good usage of him. But good to see Leal back. Lucarelli was awesome. Fabio Ricci is the only new piece, and he's a plug and play guy in the middle. And like if Piacenza can put out those 7 guys all year,
they'll be tough to beat.
They will.
Like if Piacenza, on paper, Piacenza might be the second best team in this league right now.
I think they very well may be, and that's
Yeah.
They're a huge variance team, like we've talked about a lot, but they're superstars across the board.
Yeah.
So I'm not at all surprised that they really won this match 3-0. I'm also not surprised that Lube beat Padova 3-0. I don't think there's anything to talk about there, but we do need to talk about Catania getting a win, Everett.
This was actually a fun game to watch. I actually enjoyed watching this game. Catania finally won not only their first set, but their first match of their Superliga career. So congrats to them. When they won that first set, it was a big round of applause. And actually, I will say that whoever the American guy doing the Catania Cisterna game was actually good. He was the best commentator I had all weekend.
Okay, I need to go back and watch the highlights and try to figure out who he was. Paul Bucheger turning back the clock. Very good, 24 for 35. Mohamed Manavi off the bench, 13 for 21, and passed the ball great, which is not within his scouting report, if you had to ask me. Luigi Randazzo, good enough.
I thought Randazzo, he was a bit of a spark plug. I liked his energy in this game.
Yeah, I mean, this is impressive. Now, like in our preview, we thought, at least I didn't really know what to expect from Catania this year. They definitely seemed like the afterthoughts of all the teams thrown together at the last minute, but that's also kind of what Cisterna typically is. And Tommy Blizzard told us that he would be shocked if Catania didn't get relegated, and here they are already with a win and with 3 points.
And I mean, I thought they were this was their home opener. Yeah, because they played on the road last week.
Yeah.
This was their home opener. They hit 56% as a team. Bucheger hit 69%.
Nice.
On his own. Like they actually looked pretty good. Their jerseys, though, I need a moment on them. I don't know if you've seen them yet, Rob, but they are from every angle you're looking at, they look a little different.
Interesting.
Yes. Very, very interesting. So we'll have to keep a look on that. But I actually like this Catania team. I really do. I thought Randazzo was actually pretty good. Like he passed solid. Cavaccini was the same thing as the other libero. Luca Bast. Okay, no, never mind. He started the game, but
he got benched.
then he got off the bench. But yeah, like there's a lot of decent pieces on this Catania team. Now, are they going to beat and push any of the top teams in the league? Absolutely not. But Padova, Taranto, Cisterna, it's not just an easy game for playing against Catania. Clearly, they're pretty good, and I actually like this one. It was a good energy to this match.
That's good. I'm excited for there not to be like a Ravena tier horrific team like 2 years ago that's obviously going to get relegated. I like that bottom of the standings to be a little bit spicier. I'm looking at
we all know, Rob, that you like the relegation race more than you like the playoff race.
That's because it's usually more fun. Like playoff races are usually like pretty set, and relegation's fun. But we don't have it in North America, so I enjoy it. Yeah, I'm looking at Catania's jerseys. They kind of look like an A2 team. They just kind of look like an A2 team's jerseys. If I had to summarize it.
Yeah, it's a lot. It is a lot for sure.
Don't worry. Well, once we get a couple matches in, I'll put something together with my full opinions on all the Superliga jerseys, because it's always something I like to look at. Here are the standings through 2 matches. There's nothing super crazy here. Catania right now is actually in a playoff position if the season ended today.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. I'll do the Supercopa, Everett, or at least like we've talked about the teams. Well, we didn't really talk about Lube today, but there was nothing to talk about. They beat Padova. Trentino versus Perugia. Who do you like?
Perugia.
Yeah, me too. It's impossible to pick against them this early. Lorenzetti against his former team.
That's a fun little thing there. I think that will be fun, but ultimately, like, this is going to be. I'm really interested to see like Perugia's mindset throughout this year and how they go about things. Because of Lorenzetti and his addition to the squad, and how is he going to be able to affect things, but also too, like, if this isn't a revenge run for Perugia, what are you're wasting your time, right?
Thank you.
If every single player on that Perugia team is looking at it and be like, I don't want to lose a set. Like it's not even a match. I don't want to lose a set. They should be livid when they lose sets, because you were the biggest story in volleyball last year, for the good and for the bad. You were undefeated all year, hands on the best team in volleyball, no doubt about it. Possibly one of the best teams of all time. And then you go 6-6 to finish the season, and you get knocked out in the first round of the playoffs. Every single player who's putting on that weird ass flame jersey needs to, like, losing points should be unacceptable, right? So yeah, Perugia, like that, this Infinity Gauntlet, this Infinity Gauntlet search starts right now, and they need to set their intentions right now. And you need to go and stomp on Trentino, who's been going to 5 sets with the worst teams in the league, and poop on their chest.
Well, I completely agree with you. I think that is the mindset that they should have. Is that the mindset that they're going to have? That remains to be seen. I think
absolutely not. You know why? Because this is an emotional response for me, and Lorenzetti is too smart for that, right? Lorenzetti is going to come in and, like, I guarantee you, one of the first things Lorenzetti said at the beginning of this season in practice, that first meeting, and he goes, last year is last year.
Yep.
We're not here to like, this is completely contradicting what I just said, but emotional media brain versus rational coach brain here, right? This is rational coach here, and last year was last year. We can't repair last year with this year. All we can do is make this year great. And you know, like, one of my favorite quotes is, you can't win the championship in October, but you can well lose it.
Absolutely.
And you know what? I think, like, this is part of that step. But when you have a trophy in front of you, like, I think this is a small window for Perugia to be like, it's go time, it's win now, let's do it.
This is a good test of something that I talked about a lot this summer, Everett, in the national team context, is that winning is a skill. And winning is a skill that needs to be practiced. And, like, whatever you want to say about Super Cup tournaments, I as a North American fan, tend to think that they're pretty useless, but it's a competition that you can go out and win and use it as a chance to practice winning a tournament, not just a regular season game. And I think that's the best way that Perugia can look at this. They should absolutely beat Trentino on paper. Absolutely. Can they do it mentally? That's the question. And then if they do that, who do they get in the final? And regardless of if it's Lube or Piacenza, it would be a very interesting matchup. So let's talk about that one, Everett. The consistency of Lube versus the up and down of Piacenza. Who do you got today?
Oh, right now, Piacenza.
I agree.
Absolutely right now. Piacenza. Like, this is a team, is still undefeated. Like, Lube already got 3 donged this season.
They did get 3 donged by Monza.
And, like, yeah, this is it's still a different Lube team, right? Like, that's what they are. Like, this isn't the Lube of old that we expect them to be in the finals. Last year was a bit of a fluke, but, like, this team, I think, is worse than last year's team, even with the addition of Lugumgia. I don't know if this team is as good as last year's team. So I guess we'll have to see.
That is an interesting take. I don't know if I would say that, but they are still going to have problems with the foreigner limit. It's all going to hinge on Ivan Zaitsev playing outside hitter, which so far he's been pretty good, but the reception for both this is my theme of these two Super Cup semifinals is Trentino's reception against Perugia's serving and Lube's reception against Piacenza's serving. If
that's a way worse one for me. When you look at who's passing for Lube,
they're both pretty rough. If Perugia and Piacenza serve the ball at like 75% of their potential, I think they might both win 3-0. And that would set up a very interesting scenario in the final, where you would have Perugia against Piacenza, revenge from that Italian Cup loss last year. Anastasi against his old team. Somebody said in the chat earlier that if Anastasi wins something, Kamil Semeniuk is going to have a mental breakdown, because Semeniuk, as nice and a mild-mannered guy as he is, has been pretty vocal about hating Andrea Anastasi. So that would be really funny. But I think, Everett, you and I are on the same page that it's going to be Perugia versus Piacenza tomorrow in the final. Who do you got in that one?
Perugia. And I mean, like, Night Owl right underneath that comment is like, Lorenzetti using a different approach and already said that Perugia is not the favorite to win the Super Cup, and that's absolute garbage.
That's garbage.
Like,
that's fake reverse psychology.
That's a coach's thing right there, being like, oh, you know, we were fifth last year. Like, come on. This is Lorenzetti sheltering the team from Cerci. That's exactly what it is. Because, like, I would what I would give to be a fly on the. We need to find someone who's like a staff member for one of these teams who can like be like an insider, because I could just see Cerci coming and be like, big weekend, Supercoppa, we won't go and win that champion. Then Lorenzetti is like, no,
get out of my locker room.
No, we are not the favorites. We finished 6th place last year. We are not the favorites.
So it's going to be fun. Starting in about 40 minutes. Super Cup semifinals. I'm very excited to watch these. Definitely going to be turning them on right after the show. Anything else about Italy, Everett, on either side?
No. Lega Volley, not Lega Volley Femminile. Sorry. The Superlega was great this past weekend. I definitely encourage you, come join us on the Discord. The Discord has been popping off. Always a lot of fun. And it's going to be good again for the Supercopa getting down in about 39 minutes.
That's
39
right.
minutes to first serve there on the Supercopa.
Good plug for the Volleyball Source Discord. Join that thing. Always. It's been somebody, I think it was Monty, our one of our Italian OGs last week, is we get a ton of new people that join after every 9x9 episode, which is awesome. We want you to not only join the Volleyball Source Discord, we want you to be active. We want you to get engaged, get in the chat. Don't just be a lurker. Watch games.
I will,
I will say this, and I did see that conversation in the general section on the Discord, but I will say this: A, like, we have a lot more people commentating than we used to, which is fantastic. But B, I don't mind that people come in and kind of lurk for a little bit, because I do think that we have our own special community now, and you need to understand some things. You need to understand some of the memes going on. You need to understand some of the conversations that are happening, right? So I do think that there is a little bit, and hey, you know what? I'm active on Discord and in other communities and stuff like that, and I never just kind of bulldoze in. I always, kind of check things out. Check out what the conversation is happening before I start giving my 2 cents. So, because like there's going to reach a point with the Discord, Rob, where we may get too big. Right? Because I'm in Discord servers with I'm in some Discord servers for like musicians where you've got like 50 to 70,000 people in it, and it's like you can't read the chat because of how quickly things are being inputted sometimes. So, you know what? I'm very happy with the Discord and where it's at and how many people have been joining.
It's a fantastic place. So you guys are going to love it. Join it. The link's in the description if you're not already. Another thing you need to do is like this video. Only 22 thumbs up so far. That is for all the effort that me and especially Everett put into our costumes. We deserve way more thumbs ups. Come on. Yeah, I didn't.
I've been in hair and makeup for like an hour leading into this. Okay, I have gel in my hair. You can't see it. I have glue all on the inside of this. Like, I mean, I live with someone who's in the theater world, so my partner was very nice. Sam was very nice to like get me all set up for this morning. But like, look at this. Like, honestly, like, look at this flag. Look at what.
Yeah,
Like,
that looks excellent. Did you freehand that? That looks great.
oh yeah, you did. Yeah, I did, baby. I used my notebook to draw the straight lines and stuff like that, and that's why I forgot it downstairs. And then I did want to get like just like a Dutch jersey, but all I just found was the orange shirt. But like, bro,
I love it.
I should.
So
Lord,
yeah,
more
already
just give me
we
advice.
got like 15 thumbs up since we said that. So keep that going. We also got to talk about that volleyball.store.
Of course, as always, head over to that volleyball.store. Use the code SPICY to get 15% off. Actually, working on some new stuff to drop for Black Friday in just a little bit.
Dude, today's Halloween. It is snowing in Chicago. Black Friday will be here before you know it.
Yeah, it is not. It's actually kind of nice and sunny in Toronto right now. So suck it, nerds.
No, it's terrible here today. I played golf a week ago. It was 70 degrees in Freedom units, and now it's snowing. So that sucks. But yeah, hit up that volleyball.store. Use the code SPICY for 15% off for viewers of this show, and keep refreshing it throughout the next couple of weeks because there's going to be some good new stuff coming. We also got to talk about Where's Daddy. We mentioned my hero Dragan Stankovich earlier that I didn't feel like it would be acceptable to try and dress up as him because nobody could ever come close. I mean, just look at him. Just look
John
at the
Mayer.
guy. He's Eastern European John Mayer. He's just beautiful. Daddy Stankovich is hidden somewhere in every episode of the 9x9. When you find where he is and you comment in the main YouTube comment section after the show is over, you comment the timestamp of where he's at. You get a shout out on the following week's show. Last week, this was a good one that I did last week.
Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah.
Yep. This was a good one. I hit him inside the Block Devils Perugia logo in last week's Super Lega results, and some of you found him right away. Yana XOXO's found him right away. Aaron F found him. Ozzy Tragic found him. Kenny Diaper found him. So you guys all found Daddy Stankovich. That was a good one. So this episode, he's hidden somewhere. If you find him, make sure you comment in the main YouTube comment section, not the live chat. Comment where you think he is, and you'll get a shout out on next week's show.
Do it up. Best thing we do.
It is our favorite segment. All right, let's look around European volleyball outside the country of Italy, namely this match that we were talking about on last week's episode because it was starting in the middle of our show last week. Vakifbank versus Eczacibasi. We've a couple of the big name Turkish women's matches so far were all 5-set bangers. Not this one.
Was that?
This was a 3-dog.
Yeah, I was expecting a little bit more out of Eczacibasi in this one. Like I won't lie. It was a little bit lackluster from a team that like this team was undefeated most of the year last year, right? And throughout the regular season. Like,
I think they finished last season undefeated, if I remember right, and then failed to win anything.
They did as well too. Yeah. So like this, it was a little bit disappointing from Eczacibasi in this one.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull up the stats right now so we can talk about this thing in more detail. All right, yeah, here we go.
No Alexa Gray anywhere on the lineup for Eczacibasi on this one.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, what happened there? Berkai, I know you're watching. Let us know what the deal is with Alexa Gray, because that's a big loss. So kind of like we were talking about with Eczacibasi versus Vakifbank, Eczacibasi versus Fenerbahce. You've got the opposite, right? You've got the number one outside hitter for Eczacibasi. It should probably be Alexa Gray in theory. Well, it is. And then when it's not, you've got Hande Baladin and Irina Voronkova, because Vakifbank has Gabi, Fenerbahce has Irina Fedorovtseva. Eczacibasi needs Alexa Gray, and without her, actually Hande Baladin wasn't quite so bad as usual, but no. And Tijana Bošković was okay, but they just couldn't really figure out the offense as a whole. They ended up changing setter and middle blocker going into the third set. And let's see, how good were Vakif's numbers? Man, Gabi wasn't even very good. Gabi had 0.
This game was worse than the Malonza versus Canigliano game.
Man,
this was another sloppy game for what could have been an exciting one. Like this was, looks like Gray's injured, Krasnianska is injured, Franti is also injured. Like there's some injuries going on. Like what a surprise! All those people who played all summer long in the national team getting injured when it comes to pro season.
I was going to bring that up when we get to talking about the Plusliga, because like I was so excited to watch all these club teams in all these leagues, and all of them are missing key players. And the obvious common factor is that the national team season was way, way, way too long. And yeah, it's a bummer to see these big name teams with big budgets play without all their weapons available.
Yeah, it really sucks. But you know what? Vakifbank really really just like scraped through on this one. When you look at the stats, it was I mean Jordan Thompson, she was the really only bright spot for this team, and Saragunas 4 blocks that really helped them out.
I think she's clearly the best middle blocker on the planet right now, and was their second leading scorer, the only other player other than Thompson in double digits. Like she's really a huge weapon. Thompson was good. Bianca Busha at outside, terrible. Gabi not very good. Like this is a weirdly bad game between two great teams. Somebody put in the chat that or it's Berkay, said that Ferhat Akbaş, the coach of Eczacibasi, says that they want a different approach this year. They're less worried about going 22-0 in the regular season or whatever it was last year. They want to peak when it matters. Good strategy, because last year they went undefeated and they didn't win a thing. So similar strategy to Perugia on the Italian men's league, I'm sure.
Yeah,
figure it out in important games.
Yeah, 100%. So Eczacibasi suffers their first loss, but let's be honest, they're going to be there right at the end of the year. Like it's going to be a 3-horse race here in the Süttenler League.
Like it always is. Elsewhere in the Turkish league, I don't have an asset for this, but the men's Super Cup is this week. It is Thursday. Ziraatbank versus Halkbank. They already played in the regular season. It was a great 5-setter. That is 10:30 a.m. Eastern on Thursday. The Turkish men's Super Cup. That match is must watch. Like that if you're not following the Turkish men's league, one that they stream it free on YouTube for the most part. And Ziraat versus Halkbank, every time they play, is must watch.
Ziraat versus Halkbank is going to be real good. Is Termat still on Halkbank or Ziraat?
Yeah, of course he is.
No.
Yeah.
So it's like
Termat versus Namir.
Termat versus Namir, and then you've got Engapeth versus Anderson.
And for some reason, the last time these two teams played, Ziraat was playing Oriol Camejo over Luciano Vicentin.
Yes,
Luciano Vicentin is on Ziraatbank and didn't even play in that match. So like the wings on both those teams are sick. You got Micah Ma'a setting Halkbank. You got much better middles on Ziraatbank. It's this is a must-watch game. So we'll put the link in the Discord for sure. Thursday morning, North American time, Turkish Cup on the men's side. Turkish Super Cup on the men's side.
Love that.
Yeah. Let's take a look at the Plusliga. A couple big matches over in Poland. The one that I want to talk about the most is this one, Everett. Sam Cooper coming in for Zawiercie in like somewhat of a full-time outside hitter role, but Zawiercie was reverse swept by Resovia, and this was probably the best match of the year so far.
They were reverse swept above Resovia. That wasn't great, but you're right. Sam Cooper has been getting way more play so far than I would expect him to. More play.
No Trevor Cleveno, which is a bummer. He's very sick. We hear it might be mono, which would be a big problem.
Ooh, that's not good.
Yeah, and then Bartosz Kfolek got hurt in the second set, I think, which is why Cooper came in. But Cooper 13 for 26, 42% efficiency. Like that's
coming off the bench.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, 3 aces too for Sam Cooper, buddy. And you know what? That makes me so happy, because talking to him the end of U Sport Nationals last year, he was like, yeah, I'm probably coming back to McMaster. Like, it depends. Like, if I can get a really good contract, but I kind of want to finish school and blah, 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 all this stuff. And like, I think Dave Preston decided to leave McMaster and just go to the Australian national team for the full time. But also, when you have a top team, like they play CEV Cup today, you know, like this is a top team.
Yeah.
And he's getting good minutes. So a bit of an unfortunate result here. I mean, TJ DeFalco was uncanny in this one. What did he get? 23 points. He was really, really good. 21 for 41 attacking.
without
ace
Stefan
ace-
Boyer, and that's
without Stefan Boyer, yeah.
so which is such a bummer. Again, like these two teams, this could be a sick playoff series down the road, but no Kleveno, no Biniak for Zawiercie, and then Kvolek gets hurt, and then you have no Boyer for Resovia. It's just a shame that these teams this early in the season are having to play without some of their most important players. National team season just went way too long. Way too long this year. This year, more than any other year, the schedule was just completely unreasonable. But it was good to see Yassine Louati as well coming off the bench. And I think what they ended up doing, and yeah, to start the fourth set, they moved Klim and Chebel the opposite, which I actually really like. Because Jakubutski, their backup, before. Yeah, we have Jakubutski, their backup opposite to Boyer wasn't quite so good, so they kind of went with the 3 outside hitter thing. And I like Chebel on the right a lot. He hits a good high ball. He's just a big physical dude that like wants the ball at the top of the antenna. Then you can play a little faster to both DeFalco and Louati. I like that, and it works.
I really like Louati as well. I think he's
too.
Smooth. He's just smooth. He's got a high level of skill, which I really like. And when you have that pairing, when you have 2 highly skilled guys, and that's definitely what I would call TJ DeFalco, he's highly skilled. When you have 2 guys like that on the outside, it really makes easier. And you know what? It's like Druzga was the first was on the first was an all-star this week in the Plus Liga, and it kind of makes sense why when he has 2 left sides like that can just kind of like flow with him.
I will not bring myself to the level of complimenting Fabian Druzga, but good for Resovia. They did go down 2-0 and come back and win this match, and that says a lot. 34-32 as well in the third set, like with their backs against the wall. So this is a sick match.
Yeah, it was a sick, nice going limit. You love it.
2 hours, 23 minutes of spice. The other match from this week in the Plus Liga that I wanted to talk about is Zaksa beating Olsztyn. Both of these teams also missing a bunch of dudes. No Sherzhin for Olsztyn, no Janusz, and no Dave Smith, or a very, very limited Dave Smith for Zaksa. But Zaksa won this match with their backup setter, which is very impressive.
Who is their backup setter?
Przemysław Stępień, Polish guy. Yeah. He's like bald with the beard. If I've seen him before.
Yeah, as soon as I saw that makes sense. And you know what? Like Zaksa, like this is why Zaksa is a good team. Like you're missing some of your guys, you're missing your starting setter, and you're still able to go get a 3-dong. You know,
Schlifko was awesome.
Schlifko was awesome. I will like to see him to 59% efficiency for Schlifka, 68% hitting. That's gross. He's just rolling, but I would like to see him kind of take some time off. Like I want to see him at the end of this year and at the Olympics, not now.
Yeah, that's the thing with Zaksa is like you have Schlifka and Bednors, right? But last year, the first half of the season, before we saw Bednors come in, we saw what happened to Zaksa when they don't have those 2 outstanding outside hitters.
Yeah, very, very much. So we'll see who's the next guy at the bench.
It's this Chitsigoi guy, this Romanian kid who I don't really know anything about.
Yeah. Chitsigoi. Hey, I mean, Romania had a good European championship, so let's see. I think we should maybe start getting some of those guys in. But on the other side of the net, for Olsztyn, I think Olsztyn might have a bit of a rough year. Like, I like this roster a lot, but for me, I don't know why. I think losing Taylor Averill is a huge thing. Like, that's just a huge hole in the middle for them.
What it comes down to here is because of the foreigner limit and because of what they need at outside hitter, losing Nicolas Sherzhin is instant death. And he like pulled an ab muscle in the first game. Like he's going to be fine in the pretty near future. But without him, you have to play Shimendera, who I know nothing about, as one of the outsides. And then the other guy was like swapped between Karwitzek and Armoa, who are both bad, unfortunately. So you need that one Polish guy in Sherzhin to start basically every game. And while he's out, Olsztyn is gonna be pretty rough until he gets back. That's just like the fact of how their team is constructed.
I don't know why they went back to Karwitzek. Like
Armoa was bad. They were
Yeah,
both
but so
bad. They
they're
both
both
moved
they're
through.
both bad. At least Armoa passed. Like, look at Armoa's passing numbers.
That's true. It's
He
very
got
good.
he got targeted 17 times, 41% perfect, 71% positive. He had more kills. Sure, he had a few more errors. I would have gone with Armoa in that one. I mean, maybe like it's really easy to say and look at this like just from the stats sheet, but yeah.
Yeah, the Olsztyn needs Sherzhen back to be the team that we thought that they were going to be, and that just kind of is the way it is. Nothing else really in the Plusliga, at least through round 3. I mean, Skra beat Nissa in 5. Good for them. Everything else was pretty much chalk. But we have another Super Cup this week, Everett. It is Zaksa versus JSW, the first time of the year.
Oh, let's go.
Let's
Friday
go.
couldn't come soon enough. That is going to, I think
it's
we got
Saturday.
some good ball. No, it's Friday. It's the 3rd.
It's Friday?
Friday's
Okay.
the 3rd. Yep. Friday's the 3rd.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Friday. Yeah, Friday, 12:30 p.m. Eastern, which is kind of nice. I kind of expected this to be an afternoon game Polish time, but it's not. The first time we get to see JSW and Zaksa play each other this year, and that is an absolute banger, must watch game no matter what.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's like the cups going on this week are going to be good. Like between today and Friday, that's some good ball to be watching.
Yeah, well, really, it's like
Friday.
four straight days of it, because like we got today and tomorrow is Italy men's, Thursday is Turkey men's, Friday is Poland men's, and then we already had a lot of the other ones. Like we already had, we had Turkey women, we had Italy women, we've had Germany and France men. So we've had, like, this is the week of Super Cups, at least for the men's leagues, to kind of wrap up that period in the season. And these are going to be fun games. Like there's at least one, maybe two really, really good games every day between now and Sunday, because Sunday then you get back to like regular season games in all the leagues, like Italy and Poland and all those.
Just going to be watching ball, Rob. Just going to be watching ball.
That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing the next couple of days. I have very little going on, so I'm just going to be watching ball with all you in the Discord. It's going to be sweet.
Going to be awesome.
Okay. What else do we have to talk about? I honestly think that kind of might be it. That might be a show.
Yeah. What else here?
I was trying to look to see if there was anything worth talking about so far in France or Germany, but I haven't watched any in those two countries yet, and I want to like dig into the rosters a little bit more.
It's way harder to watch both this year. You need to pay for both.
Yeah, that sucks. Last year, having all the Bundesliga games free on Twitch was with great production. That was amazing.
They do like one game.
Yeah, now it's only a.
Although I will say it's only like $15 for the entire season for the French league.
Yeah, just like we're. If you want to watch all the volleyball, you've got to have a decent budget to watch every game in every league, and then we haven't even considered Champions League yet, and the Volleyball World TV subscription, and a Plusliga subscription plus a VPN, and like all this stuff. It's just it's tough.
It gets expensive.
That's another resource though of the Volleyball Source Discord, because we will help you watch. We will help you watch all these games.
Yes, always. There's always somewhat legal streams that we can provide you in the Discord.
Ooh, I'm just looking at French scores. Tourcoing beat Poitiers 41-39 in a set.
Wow.
Woo!
Wow.
And also Paris beat Tours, the reigning champs. That's pretty impressive. But Bundesliga, I have nothing to talk about. So all right, I kind of think that's a show. Thanks for watching, you all. Happy Halloween. If any of you have good, especially if your costumes are volleyball related, put them in the Discord. We want to see your volleyball
for the record
costumes.
I did message Rob and I was like, we should have volleyball related costumes. So
this is volleyball related because
it's not volleyball related.
Rick Astley is my avatar in the Discord, so I'm counting it.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right, guys. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's the show. This weekend I'm going to do a much better job following like the French league and the German league, just so we're up on that.
Yeah, we'll dive into those on next week's show, but 15 minutes until the start of the Italian Super Cup semifinals. So we'll see you in the Discord for that.
All right, peace, guys. Have a great week. Have a happy Halloween, a safe Halloween, and we will it's a big week of volleyball, as we just said. So stay tuned, stay active, and get tested.
See you next time.